Joseph, sales is the foundation of any successful business, right? Yet many entrepreneurs overlook its importance in the beginning.
By having a no contract model with Page Pros, it just ensures that nothing is slipping through the crack. A way to get into the market in terms of digital marketing after the COVID era, where businesses were really struggling to get their revenue back.
Entrepreneurship is not about waiting for the right moment. It is about taking risks, investing in skills, and putting in the work to build something absolutely great.
Working smart in the industry. What are the next steps for us? How can our software be a little bit better? How can we make our employees a little bit happier? How can we make our customers a little bit happier? Don't get it twisted. There's still obviously a lot of hard work that goes involved.
Hi, this is Kripa Anand, and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast, where we bring together industry leaders to share insights that help Canadian entrepreneurs succeed in today's competitive business landscape. According to the Business Development Bank of Canada, 98% of businesses in Canada are small businesses. Yet, nearly half do not survive beyond 5 years due to challenges in sales and marketing, customer acquisition, and so many other reasons. Additionally, a recent survey found that 80% of consumers use Google to find local businesses. That highlights the importance of SEO and digital marketing for businesses' success. Joining us today is Joseph Devereaux, president of Page Pros, a leading digital marketing firm specializing in high performing local SEO strategies that helps businesses enhance their online presence. In just 2 years, Joseph has grown Page Pros to 35 employees, helping over 3,000 businesses, and has achieved $6 million of revenue in sales. He was recently named Digital Business of the Year at the 2024 SME Awards presented by Google and is currently in the application process for Forbes 30 Under 30 Canada. Today, we'll discuss the importance of sales and entrepreneurship, the value of hard work at a young age, and how exceptional customer service sets businesses apart. Let's dive in. Joseph, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks, obviously, so much for having me, as well as, the recognition last year at the SME Business Awards there as well. We're huge supporters in terms of SME and exactly what they're doing for the industry, for small businesses and small business owners as well. Just the recognition, somebody looking in, telling you, you're doing an excellent job.
Right.
It's been amazing there as well. So thankful for all of you guys and definitely excited to be here today.
Definitely, all the recognition. It was so well deserved. Now, Joseph, sales is the foundation of any successful business, right? Yet many entrepreneurs overlook its importance in the beginning. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that entrepreneurs with a background in sales are 50% more likely to succeed because they understand, how to generate revenue and how to build strong customer relationships. You left a stable sales job to start Page Pros, and look at you now, just 6 months before your son was born as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, I'd like to ask you, what drove you to quit a stable sales job to start your own company?
Taking a look back at it, I think there was, a way to get into the market in terms of digital marketing after the COVID era, where businesses were really struggling to get their revenue back, to, get the employees that they had lost, and different situations like that where there was a need for marketing companies to really help business owners. Unfortunately, due to a lot of my competition and competitors and stuff like
Right.
that, they're really just not helping the small guy out and the small guy recover and be able to scale their business and grow with them there as well. So I think one, there was a need in the market there as well, and just pushing myself to the limits. I always want to push myself to be better, be greater, and to achieve more there as well. And when I'm in an environment where, I may feel a little bit more complacent, I start to look to do bigger things, better things. And then also a big thing too as well, is my business partner, Jesse Galati, he's the same way. We created our business with the fundamental that, we really wanted to treat sales individuals how they deserve to be treated. When you're dealing with such high caliber individuals that are willing to push themselves, do what others are not willing to do, to have things that other people are not
Right.
willing to have, they really need to be treated accordingly. And, even though I was making good income and stuff like that at other sales companies, they simply weren't treating me correctly, in terms of just awards and stuff like that. Not much recognition for the
Right.
hard work that goes in. And I think a lot of CEOs, presidents, co-founders, directors, whatever the title may be, oftentimes overlook the importance of their staff and exactly, what they've been able to achieve themselves and
Right.
just the growth and everything that they've been able to achieve for the company as well. So I really wanted to build a company, me and my business partner, where everybody felt like, I want to be here. This isn't something I have to drag myself out of bed for at 9 in the morning,
Exactly. Right.
and just be able to, one, make money in such a hard economy, but two, also feel appreciated at where they work each and every single day as well.
Wow, I think you made a few very important points here that I personally resonate with them as well. Initially in my career, even I did a lot of jobs and sales and marketing. You start from the bottom, right?
Hmm.
But I understand what you're saying, that very few people, they recognize and they understand the value of treating someone according to their caliber. So
Hmm.
you found this gap in the market, and that is what you tried to bridge, and wonderfully so
Absolutely.
amazing. This was a very bold move. Yeah.
100%. And I've often said it too, especially when you're dealing with sales companies and stuff like that. Salespeople are as close to professional athletes as you're going to get without
Exactly.
actually
Right.
being a professional athlete. So in times, if you're overlooking your sales, rep individual, not giving them the credit, the monetary value that they're entitled to, they're just going to go and search for a new team and play over there as well. So definitely, want to keep not just our sales guys, but all of our employees happy, and have a positive work environment where they can feel like they're heard, they're understood, as well as well valued and compensated as well.
Right. Many aspiring entrepreneurs, they hesitate to take that leap because of, financial security and a lot of other personal responsibilities as well.
Hmm.
Now, leaving a secure job to start a business is a risk, right? But doing so in a competitive industry, that also for digital marketing, makes it even more challenging. Now, Joseph, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced while starting your company at a young age, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I think the first thing any young entrepreneur is going to face is the background noise and everybody around you telling you, everybody's brother, sister, and cousin owns a digital marketing agency right now. How will you differentiate yourself? How will you succeed? And then just the outside noise of, you're not going to be able to succeed, and, people calling you crazy, and you're leaving a stable job to try something that may fail. And I think for myself personally, I've never really been scared to fail. I've unfortunately had to fail a lot of times in my life. So failure is nothing that is new to me. It's something, you
You're
just
not
kind of,
scared of it, right?
exactly, you take it on the chin, and you move forward there as well. Um, in terms of challenges and stuff like that, it's hard to pinpoint individual challenges. If you've been in business, or you understand business, every day is a challenge.
Right.
There's something new that's going to pop up in your desk. There's something new that you're going to have to deal with. There's always somebody out there trying to, make a dollar off of you, take your ideas, your software, just different kind of things like this that, because we grew so fast, were inevitably going to happen. And then, the challenges of being a new father. And I think I put a lot of the pressure on myself, and ultimately that pressure helped me to succeed. I dumped all of my money, as well as my business partner, into Page Pros and just creating it, and, being able to pay people fairly off the bat in salaries and software and development and everything like that as well. Um, and it came to a point where, my son was going to be born within a couple months, and I just said, this has to work. There's no looking back. There's no
Right.
plan B or anything like that. This is for my family as well. And yeah, raising a young son as well as building a company, it can be stressful. I'm super fortunate to have my fiance Shannon, who is a rock and was able to sustain those long nights with the boy and continue to do what she needs to do to ensure that I was getting the proper rest in order to focus on building our future as well as the company there as well. But yeah, in the beginning, a lot of it was just shutting out the noise and just saying I'm betting on myself here as well. Sales and business is one of the most competitive things you can get into besides professional sports and stuff like that, where you're always competing, you're always trying to win, and you're always trying to take it to the next level. So the way I looked at it early on is I'm betting on myself. And do I think I'm going to fail? Absolutely not. Do I think anybody out here who has done it is any better or has any more skills than me? No. So it was kind of just letting the negativity and the little guy in the back of your head, the what ifs, kind of just all flow away, and just really being all in on what I was focused on, and that was building Page Bros.
Wow, that's one of the most wholesome answers, I've experienced. Now, sales is the foundation of any successful business, right? But hard work and perseverance are just as important, especially for young entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
That, brings us to the importance of working hard while you're young. Entrepreneurship is not about waiting for the right moment. It is about taking risks, investing in skills and putting in the work to build something absolutely great. Those who start young and stay persistent are the ones who actually see the real success and get to enjoy it. Success in business is built on trust and customer service. When companies focus on delivering real value rather than, locking customers into contracts, they build long-lasting relationships that drive sustainable growth. According to Statistics Canada, only 16% of businesses are owned by entrepreneurs who are under 30 years of age, right?
Mhm.
But those who start early have a higher likelihood of long term success due to adaptability and willingness to take risks. Now, Joseph, your journey has been anything but conventional, right? From overcoming personal struggles to building a multi million dollar company at a young age. I'm sure you talked about the challenges, right? Now, the question to you is, through your experience, do you believe in working hard or working smart?
I think it's a combination of both. When you first start any type of business, especially if you're not going to take outside investments and capital, divvying out capital and stuff like that, in the beginning, it falls on your shoulders. Me and my business partner Jesse, we haven't looked for any outside help or anything like that. We did it together. So ultimately, in the beginning, it was working hard. Myself, I've done a lot of 14, 16-hour days. You look at the growth of Page Pros over 2 years, and you say, okay, well, he must have had some help. Maybe he got lucky. Maybe he found something in the system, but there was nothing there. Unfortunately, it was just hard work, and very fortunate for my business partner, Jesse Galati. He is just crazy when it comes to hard work. I mean, this guy is no stranger. He will literally work an 18-hour day, a 20-hour day, sleep for 4 hours, come back in and work again there as well. And in the beginning, it's a lot easier to work super hard because you need to,
You have that
hit your
fuel, all
goals
that
and
energy.
the fire and the dopamine and just the high of being in a new environment and something that is very new there as well. So I would definitely say in the beginning, just grinding and hard work each and every single day was super important.
Mhm.
And now, yeah, it's about working smart in the industry. What are the next steps for us? How can our software be a little bit better? How can we make our employees a little bit happier? How can we make our customers a little bit happier? Don't get it twisted. There's still obviously a lot of hard work that goes involved, but I don't necessarily think it's the grind as it was in the beginning. But those first 2 years of business, you have to sacrifice everything. You have to be willing to miss the birthday parties. You have to be willing to miss the nights out with the friends on Saturday and Friday night and Thursday night. You have to be willing to shut everybody off around you and really dedicate to your goals and focus on what's important to you. And that's scaling. What for me, it was scaling my company and being able to be successful for my family.
Great. Now, let's shift focus and talk about a little gray area. many young entrepreneurs, they struggle to gain the respect of older employees and industry professionals. How do you gain the respect of employees and staff, who are significantly older than you? And also, how do you establish yourself as a leader in front of them? First of all, why do you think this problem exists? And then answer.
I think maybe it's a little bit of arrogance, maybe it's a little bit of pride,
Right.
and it's kind of like the old school mentality where an individual, might work for a company and then eventually own it, or be a senior figure within that company. The nature of it though now, and the way that everything has gone digitally, is you're starting to see entrepreneurs being younger and younger and younger and
Right.
younger, and that stigma is starting to become obsolete. And when I first started my company, I don't think there was ever necessarily like a problem with any individual or anybody looking down on me or anything like that, but remember just reminding myself to remain professional, right? Age, after the age of 20 can be classified kind of as a number, and it's more so about life experience and what myself personally, leaving my family home at just 16, well, 15 and a little bit there, I had to gain a lot of life experience very, very quickly, right? So when I look at it, 22 years old, starting my company and everything like that, I felt like I was 28 just because of the life experience and everything like that I had to live. And then it's just being a professional, right? If you can't teach somebody something, it's going to be hard for them to look up to you, to learn from you, to respect you like that there as well. So, it's constantly looking for ways to help people, to guide people and stuff like that as well. And then the big factor too as well is we first especially started Page Pros. Like my company, they see me working each and every single day. I'm no different than them. Yes, I have the title and everything like that there as well. But I'm no stranger to going into the trenches. Anything that I ask my employees to do, I'll do it, and I'll do it 10 times over there as well. And I think a lot of them just started to understand that, this is an equal playing field. We're all working together as a team to create the same goal. Take away the titles and all that fancy jazz as well. We're just individuals trying to get our family to the next point and move a little bit forward as well there. So, treating everybody with the same respect that I would want to be treated has also been big as well. And it was the fundamental and the foundation of our company. Let's really treat people how we would have wanted to be treated as employees there.
Wow. And just to add a little bit to that, I think it's also about creating opportunities for your own self. So a lot of the people who are a little bit older than us or much older than us, as you correctly mentioned, they work out throughout their lives in a company, and then they become the founder, or they take some senior management position.
Mhm.
But if you're young and you're creating an opportunity for your own self, age doesn't matter. Experience comes with time, but also everyone's experience at a young age is different, right? So
Yeah.
yours was rich, so that is why you were able to do what you were doing.
Yeah.
Now, hard work, leadership, all of these things are crucial. We all know that. We'll be right back with insights on how 86% of customers are willing to pay more for better customer service, according to CFIB, and how Page Pros is revolutionizing the digital marketing industry with a unique approach. Stay tuned.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
Connect and recharge.
Make an impression,
and meet with confidence.
With 19 brands built for business,
your business gets even more rewarding.
with an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
Welcome back, listeners. Let's explore how exceptional customer service can be a game changer for business growth and customer retention. But customer service and how you treat people, as you mentioned, is ultimately going to separate you from the rest of the businesses, right? That brings us to the importance of exceptional customer service. Now, a report from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business found that 86% of customers are willing to pay more, for better customer service, making it a key driver of business success. Many digital marketing companies rely on contracts, but Page Pros, it operates on a no contract subscription model. Now, what was the reasoning behind this decision and how has it impacted your customer retention?
Yeah, I think, with being a business owner, as well as, all my digital marketing staff, just actually any individual, it's super, super important that you're able to take accountability. When things go right, you take the accountability. When things go wrong, you also take the accountability as well. By having a no contract model with Page Pros, it just ensures that nothing is slipping through the crack, that all of our clients are being treated in the way that they should be. There's no favoritism. There's no we're working harder on this guy because, he's bigger, he has more money or anything like that there as well. All of our packages are evenly priced across the board, whether you're the top in the industry or whether you're just getting started in the industry. They're fairly priced for everybody there as well. And then in terms of customer service, it's, just the importance of customer service, especially while having a sales company, is so important. We live in a day and age where your online reputation is everything. If an individual is looking to, buy something off you, utilize a service, a product, whatever it may be, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to search you up online, right? So I think, with me and my business partner, Jesse Galati, we demand excellence in every aspect of our company, whether it's the sales department, the marketing department, the account executives who deal with the customer service and the management and all that kind of stuff as well. And, just keeping our reviews and reputation as clean as possible with over 260 perfect 5-star Google reviews. We just
Wow,
work
that's
hard.
big.
Yeah, we work hard to maintain that. I think when we first started Page Pros, we also had noticed, a big gap in the market where a lot of sales individuals were over-promising and then the marketing department would under-deliver and then, the reviews and the reputation really go down. With us, we take a customer's right approach first every single time. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are correct as well, but we take every situation differently, and we're always looking for a resolution, right? We're not throwing a customer to the backbone saying, what you're saying is incorrect, we can't help you, it's on you. We always want to take a look, figure out there's always some mediation between a prospect and a company or a client and a company, and it just has to be dealt with head on. I think a lot of different customer service-based industries, sales industries, they try to throw the bad under the rug and then only talk about the good and all that kind of stuff as well. We take a head-on approach to it. We deal with every situation the moment it comes up. Once you email, there's a problem. You call in, there's a problem. We want to deal with it right away and we want to rectify it there as well. So it's honestly, it's been a massive part of our success in terms of being able to sell the product and being able to define ourselves as industry leaders in terms of search engine optimization, digital marketing, website development and design and all that as well. But it's super, super important. And I would say it's one of the reasons why we've been able to stand so strong in such a competitive market.
Right. Now, Page Pros has, changed the entire way businesses view digital marketing by offering valuable, high value, affordable, high value SEO solutions. Now, Joseph, how have you been able to, change the perception of digital marketing, first of all, and also gain the trust, because trust is a big factor, right, in business, especially when it comes to such a competitive industry, as you were mentioning, everyone's, cousin or a friend has a digital marketing company today, right? Go ahead.
In the beginning, and what we kind of noticed too as well, is there's this false narrative that digital marketing costs, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And unless you're a very established business, you're not able to get digital marketing. You should just forget about generating any type of leads. Go find people that you know to sell.
Earlier,
right?
it was only for B2B, like big players.
Exactly. And, that's not the case. And, a lot of my competitors' greeds and stuff like that have, that's the way people are viewing it in terms of trust testing it and all that kind of stuff as well, we've had, prospects as well as clients tell us, your service is very, very cheap, right? And the nature of it is we were looking to scale really, really quickly, right out the gates there as well. Now that times have changed and we're 2 years in, me and my business partner at the beginning of our year had debated, maybe negotiating our prices, maybe putting them up just a little bit or anything like that. And what we determined is, with what's going on in society right now with the economy, the U.S. economy, the new election and stuff like that, is it really worth, making our clients pay even a little bit more when the economy is so bad and income in households and businesses are so tight?
That's extremely thoughtful of you.
Yeah, and we figured it wasn't, and maybe another year we'll look into it there as well. But yeah, it was super, super important that your high ticket business can be able to purchase our service, as well as the local mom who's just trying to get her real estate career off the ground there as well can also purchase our service, and they both get the same quality of service. It doesn't matter how many years you've been in the industry, it doesn't matter how much in revenue you do. It's the same products, the same services all across the board, the same attention to detail to each and every single profile and company that we deal with there as well. And then in terms of actually gaining trust of our customers, I'll admit, that was a tricky one, especially getting into the industry. When you look at a lot of competitors and stuff like that, unfortunately, they're taking 80% of the money that they're getting and they're only putting 20% into the ad spend, or even in some cases, I've seen it significantly lower than that as well. So I think, especially with the boom of digital marketing companies during COVID and everybody starting their digital marketing company, it was a little bit harder to get into the industry in the beginning, especially not being as reputable as we are, as known as we are. We weren't a household name 2 years ago, and now, it seems like everybody knows us and trusts us. But it was just, holding our client's hand, what do you need to see? Do you need to see, reports of individuals in your area? Would you like more time to think about it? Can I get you on to speak with one of our account managers? You can see the entire game plan, exactly what we're going to do for you. And I think that month to month with no contract just shows the confidence that we have, right? We don't need you to sign a piece of paper in order to stay with us. Let's show you a month of results, get your results, and then let's talk about whether or not you want to stay with us there as well. So I think that's a big trust as well. It's if you look at, the cost of employees operating, all that kind of stuff with our package at $249 month to month, there's obviously not much there in the first month, but our vision is long-term. We want our clients to stay for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And we've been able to do that very successfully.
Great, because whenever a business becomes a successful business, they never care that much about the money part of it, but always about the relationship part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a good relationship with someone, they're going to come back even after years. If not, there's nothing in this world that can stop them from going and trying out a different company. So it all depends on your own self. Now, we talked about your entrepreneurial journey. Just to understand it a little better, I was just curious to know, when was the first time this thought of you becoming a business owner or an entrepreneur came to your mind? Was it after you had this experience in the sales jobs and everything, or was it somewhere in the back of your head, even while you were in school, growing up?
Yeah, I think for me, and just like when I was younger and stuff like that, was kind of a bit like the class clown and stuff like that. And I wasn't a huge fan of authority or anything like that growing up as well. And I figured it would be cool to own a business and all that kind of stuff. And I think the older that I got, that dream started to get suppressed and pushed down with just the nature of what society teaches us. And I knew pretty early on, it was probably 8th grade going into 9th grade, school really isn't for me. I was able to pass high school and stuff like that, but I just wasn't learning at the same pace that everybody else was, and getting the academic achievements that everybody else was there as well. So yeah, I kind of pushed the dream down and stuff like that. I was working in kitchens and restaurants and stuff like that as well. And the nature of it is wherever I go, I always work extremely hard. I figure, if I have to be away from my family for 8-10 hours a day, away from, hanging out with my friends, playing golf, skiing, whatever it is that we would be up to, I might as well make it count there as well. So I used to get frustrated when everybody used to take home the same paycheck, and I know deep down that I've been working harder than everybody else in the kitchen or on the line there.
Right.
So I remember speaking with my dad, and just saying, I really want to be successful. I want to take over this world. I want to take what I feel like I deserve out of this world. But unfortunately, like, there's no way for me to do that. I can't go back and repeat my entire high school. I can't, get into a university. And I remember him telling me, very simply, well, you should go into sales. If you want to make money, you either got to go into advertising, marketing, or sales. They'll take you as long as you're good enough without the big fancy education and all that as well. Didn't know too much about advertising and marketing. Obviously, I do now. I own a company, but back then I didn't. But I just knew how to communicate, how to speak with people, how to make people feel comfortable. So yeah, I remember getting into sales, and I don't think the initial I want to be a business owner was there. I remember, working 12 hours a day for a company in the beginning that was paying me, next to nothing to be there. But it was throughout COVID times, and I was just super happy to be able to learn everything about sales and, to be speaking to people that were white collar in business, because this isn't, where I've come from or where I've surrounded myself with those type of people. But then, obviously left there as well. And I went over to another sales company, a high performing sales company, a larger ticket type of sales. And very much, a grind, commission, kill, and then eat whatever you bring home there as well. It was over there. I was making good money and stuff like that, but it was really just the culture and the atmosphere.
Right.
It wasn't positive. And I remember, going home feeling mentally exhausted, mentally drained. I'm being talked down to all day long. I remember, winning their top prize for sales. Did $1.5 million in sales in my first year with that company. And to congratulate me, all they gave me was a hockey jersey. And, I'm thankful for everything that I've been given in my entire life there as well. But I just kind of felt like, what if I could do it better? What if I could do it differently? What if I could actually change people's lives that are working for me? What if I could, sell something that was actually changing people's lives, right? And I think I had looked into different marketing companies and kind of where I would want to work and stuff like that. And a big part of it was taking a look at a lot of, my competitors' reviews and reputation, and just, I'm sure you've seen with different marketing companies as well, and just taking a look at the gap and saying, okay, well, there's these many problems in all these different companies that I'm looking to work for.
Right.
What if I was able to create something that didn't have those problems and that eliminated those problems? And that was, the big kind of change when, I'd spoken to my business partner, Jesse, and he was, on the same road where he was, wanting to start a company where he could really help people and change the way that people think about an industry. And I think that's exactly what we've been able to do. And it's what we're going to continue to do.
Definitely, I don't want this podcast to end because I'm just loving the conversation that we're doing here. But again, like, we'll do this again sometime as
Of course,
well.
absolutely.
Just to wrap this conversation up, one key takeaway that you'd want all the listeners to take away from this podcast, what would it be? Especially about, being an entrepreneur, business success. Because why I ask this is because a lot of the listeners, they're a mix of, young entrepreneurs who are just thinking of, they're in the thinking phase where they have an idea, but they don't know how to execute it properly yet.
Of course.
What would you say to them?
I would say, get out there and try it too as well, and understand the skills that you're going to need to be successful in business, who are looking to, grow, get better, develop, and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't really matter. The work is going to pay off when it comes to sales. You're only going to get better. You're only going to get bigger. You're only going to get stronger.
Joseph, it has been a pleasure having you on the podcast. Hope we can do this again sometime as well.
Absolutely. And, thanks so much for having me here today. It's been an absolute honor. And yeah, definitely look forward to, seeing you on the podcast here, as well as, at the Business Awards this year, and as well as the Small Business Expo there as well. Definitely looking forward to seeing a lot of familiar faces and just celebrating, the achievements of other entrepreneurs as well as ourselves.
Yes, a lot of things are coming up and all of us are very excited about it. So see you soon. Thank you. That was a fantastic conversation with Joseph Devereaux, president of Page Pros, on how sales, hard work, and exceptional customer service drives any business's success. A very special thank you to our podcast partners, RBC, UPS, IHG Hotels and Resorts, and Google for their continued support of small business success. For more expert insights and resources, visit CanadianSME.ca and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode. Kripa Anand signing off.